Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for the 11th of August, 2022. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 16. And if you add the 1 and the 6 together, you get the number 7. The number 7 is a number of brilliance, planning, and strategy. Great intelligence requires us to see things objectively and to analyze them rather than react. While emotions are a wonderful feeling and expression of being in this world, having the ability to use the mind to balance the emotions is very helpful to find solutions and answers to questions that arise. Self-discipline and commitment to growth are the incentives that help us find ways to maintain better balance and a strong sense of self-worth. This is a number that understands that we are responsible for our life and what we have created. We are all required to own up to what our choices and actions have manifested. Because we are at the root of the problems that arise, we can also become the solution to those same issues. As this number is about boundaries, it is important to recognize that we get to say no to situations that do not serve us, and we do not need to explain why. That is our choice. The astrology for today. I am sure everyone has felt the intensity of the Uranus-Sun square that continues to stir up emotions that seem to distract us from what needs to be done and into the unhealed patterns that are now demanding us to pay attention to and to address in much more direct and integrated ways. But the timing just seems to be stressful, and that does not allow our judgment to be very concise or clear. The changes seem to be insistent and demanding of us just when we seem to not be able to handle one more thing. That can set us and others on paths that seem to collide rather than align. Notice the tension and then actively try to diffuse it instead of letting that wild horse have its head. There are things that are going to seem as if they are slamming us in the face, and that can make us want to run away from the truth rather than deal with it. Pluto and Mercury are adding fuel to the fire, and it may seem as if all our effort comes to nothing. Communications are oddly complex, and they seem to create more issues than solve any. At least Neptune and Mars will sextile later in the day, and that gives a much-needed softer touch to how we go about things, and this will allow for inspiration to modify our actions. I look to the astrology, and it seems to me as if we are in some sort of odd pinball machine. Emotionally, we seem to be bouncing all over the place, and others' actions seem to activate the paddles that send us off in other directions. While we seek security in many forms, we are also learning that the path ahead must be cooperative and that anger needs to be modified to do things that really matter. There are too many that use anger as a manipulation rather than as a manifestation of what is true or justified. While compassion needs to be communicated, it also needs to be expressed authentically and truthfully. Venus goes into Leo today, and will be there till September 5th. Venus is very happy in this position, and we seek to find ways to express warmth and playfulness. Let feelings of care and concern be expressed. Do not invest in placating the egos of others. Know that words need to be carefully expressed, and that some will take anything and exaggerate it to fit their needs and desires. There is a full moon in Aquarius this evening, and when it combines with the Leo sun, it allows for individuality to thrive and many finally coming together for our communities and groups that need the most support. But know that some will feel as if things are too much, and the energy may make some feel very strained in a world that is still on edge. We need to learn to promote compassionate responses rather than so much escalation of dangerous actions. Thanks, everyone.